Hi, so for the second video about bow technique, I'd like to talk about the beginning concepts of the so-called Fingerstrich or finger stroke. Two things that I'd like to add to my previous video about the basic position of the bow grip, that the thumb should always be slightly bent, always on the tip and always slightly bent, never collapsed backwards. Collapsing it makes you lose control over the pressure. Not having it on the tip will choke the sound, as I'll show maybe in a few videos down the road. The other thing is that these fingers should always be at their natural distance. Spreading them even a little bit will lead to choking the stick and choking the sound. Sometimes you want to do that on purpose for certain strokes, but most of the time you want the fingers close together and relaxed. So the most important motion in that Fingerstrich is the pinky bending upwards. What I mean by upwards is if the bow was horizontal the way we play, that it bends when the pinky bends, it bends this way. It doesn't bend inside the hand because then you lose the bow. So first thing you want to do is make sure that your pinky understands that motion. If you hold your hand parallel to the floor, and you bend the pinky upwards with the nail drawing a vertical line. So when we talk about bending the pinky, we really mean pulling in on this knuckle. So you can take the bow like that in the neutral position and start pulling that knuckle inwards, back and forth. So you feel this muscle working. Once you have that motion down, you actually start moving the bow vertically up and down. You start from the lowest positions your hand allows. You'll hang as low as you can. You can put your other arm under your elbow to really relax. And then you move the bow up by straightening your wrist, bending your pinky, and opening the index. This is another very important concept, that the index and pinky always work in the opposite direction. So when the pinky bends, the index relaxes and opens. When the pinky is straight, the index is slightly curved around the bow. So they never curve together because that will again lead to choked sound. So you move up again by straightening the wrist, bending the pinky, and opening the index. And the pinky again bends from the main joint, and in such a way that when it's completely bent, there is still space here. The pinky doesn't close. The nail of the pinky is still perpendicular to the bow. So up you control, down you simply drop. And you do it many, many times until you can do it in your sleep. Once you start getting the hang of that motion, that also start controlling that the bow doesn't go sideways, doesn't turn, that you point the hair towards your nose, and it goes up in a completely straight line. Up, down, drop. Up, control, down, drop. Up, control, down, drop.